English podcast from Rise English.
You are learning alone, but you do not have to figure it out alone.
Sophie, can I ask you something?
Sure.
When was the last time you sat down to practice a language on your own and actually knew what you were doing?
Oh, that is a specific question.
Because I am asking for a reason. I tried to learn Spanish last year, downloaded the app, bought an actual notebook, wrote day one at the top of the first page, very committed, very organized.
How long did day one last?
About 40 minutes, and then I closed everything and never opened it again. The notebook still says day one, 4 blank pages after it. Just nothing.
Okay, I have a Mandarin version of that story. I wrote practice Mandarin tonight on my to-do list for 11 days straight.
11 days.
On day 12, I deleted it, and I told myself I had never written it.
That is such a specific kind of defeat.
It is. And the strange thing is, I really wanted to do it. It was not laziness. It was more like, I sat down alone, and I genuinely had no idea what to do next.
Yeah. No teacher, no class, no one waiting. Just you and the silence. And somehow that silence wins every time.
Every time.
That feeling is exactly what we want to talk about today.
Hey, English learners. Welcome to Rise English. I am Sophie.
And I am Ryan. If you have ever felt that exact thing Sophie just described, you are in the right place today.
We are talking about practicing English alone at home, not the idea of it, the actual practice. What you do when there is no teacher, no partner, no class waiting for you. Just you and the question, okay, now what?
And by the end of this episode, you will have 3 things you can use starting today. You will know how to use the first 2 minutes of your morning to practice speaking without preparing anything. You will have 1 way to turn the small, forgettable moments of your day into real listening practice. And you will have a writing habit so simple it takes less than 3 minutes, but one that your brain actually holds on to.
You will also leave with real English phrases, words and expressions from today that are worth keeping. Useful, natural, the kind that sound right in real conversations.
This is a B1 episode. We speak clearly. We do not rush. When we use a stronger word, we explain it the way a friend would, and we show you how it lives in real life. And stay with us all the way to the end because we have our words of the day, where we go back slowly through the best language from today. That part is worth staying for.
So, Ryan, the Spanish notebook, day 1 and nothing after. What was actually happening in your head when you closed it?
Honestly, I opened it and I did not know what the practice was supposed to feel like. Like, I wanted to speak Spanish. That part was clear. But when it was just me and the app and the silence, I had no idea if what I was doing was actually useful, or if I was just busy.
That is the thing nobody talks about. When you are in a class, someone else is holding the plan. The teacher says, open your book, listen to this, repeat after me, now write. And your only job is to follow. But the moment you are alone, you have to be the teacher and the student at the same time. And most people were never taught how to do that.
It is like someone puts you in a kitchen full of ingredients and says, make dinner. But you have never cooked before. The ingredients are all there. The pan is on the stove. Nothing is missing.
Except you have no idea what to do first.
Right. So you close the fridge and you order something.
Which for an English learner usually means opening Instagram instead.
Exactly. And here's the thing I want to say before we get into anything practical. Practicing alone is not a lesser version of learning with a teacher. It is a different version. And in some ways, it is actually better. Nobody is watching your mistakes. Nobody is moving faster than you. Nobody is judging your accent. You have the whole space to yourself. The problem was never being alone. The problem was that nobody gave you a plan for what to do with that space.
And the plan does not need to be complicated. Actually, the simpler it is, the more likely you are to use it.
Which is why the first thing we want to share sounds almost too small to matter. But a friend of mine tried it, and it quietly changed how he thinks in English.
Okay, so you have this friend.
I do. His name is David, software engineer. He had been studying English for about 3 years at the time, reading good, listening pretty solid. But the moment someone put him in a conversation, something would shut off. His mind would go blank, like a browser tab that suddenly will not load.
That feeling when your English understanding and your English speaking feel like they belong to two completely different people.
Exactly that. So he tried something very small every morning before he picked up his phone, before he looked at any messages. He stood in front of his bathroom mirror. And he spoke in English for 60 seconds. Not a speech, not a prepared topic, just what was happening that morning. Today is Wednesday. I have a meeting at 11. I slept badly, but the coffee's helping. That is it.
60 seconds. That is less time than most people spend choosing what to watch.
Much less. But after 2 weeks, something shifted. David told me he stopped translating. Before this, when he wanted to say something in English, he would think it first in his own language and then look for the English version, like doing 2 trips when one would do. But after 2 weeks of mornings in front of the mirror, he started arriving at the English directly, not translating anymore, just thinking.
That is a big shift. That is your brain reorganizing the route it takes.
And then he did something that almost ended the whole habit. He recorded himself, just on his phone, quietly, one morning. And then he listened back.
Oh no!
He hated it. He said he could not believe that was his voice. He stopped for 3 days, did not stand in front of the mirror once. But then on day 4, he listened again, and this time he heard something different. The grammar was not perfect. The accent was his. But he was communicating. The meaning was there, and he told me something I have not forgotten. He said, the first time I was not embarrassed by my own voice was not because it got better. It was because I got used to it. And getting used to your own voice in English is actually a skill. One most people never practice because they never begin.
Because beginning means hearing yourself. And that part is uncomfortable.
Deeply uncomfortable. But here's why the morning is the right moment for it. Your brain is fresh. You have not spent the whole day thinking in your first language yet. Those first 2 minutes, before you check your phone, before anything else arrives, that window belongs to you. It has always been there. You just have not been using it for this.
And nobody is watching. That is the other thing. In the morning, in front of your mirror, it is just you. You can be bad at it. You can make mistakes. You can stop mid-sentence and start again. Nobody is keeping score.
You can try this tomorrow morning, before your phone. Stand in front of your mirror. 3 sentences in English. They can be this simple. Good morning. Today I need to finish 2 things at work. I feel a little tired, but I'm going to start anyway. That is enough. Your voice, in English, before anything else gets to your brain first. And if you want to be as brave as David, record it after 1 week. Not to judge it, just to hear how far you have come from day 1.
Though, unlike Ryan's notebook, please make it past day 1.
That was fair.
Okay, can I ask you something? When someone says they do not have time to practice English, what do you think they actually mean?
I think they usually mean they do not have a big, clean block of time. an hour at a desk, headphones, notebook, full focus, and if they cannot have that, they do not have anything.
Which is not true, but it feels true because that is what practice is supposed to look like in our heads.
Right. We have this image of what studying looks like, and if we cannot match the image, we decide we cannot study at all.
But time does not always arrive in one big piece. Sometimes it comes in small gaps. 4 minutes waiting for your coffee, 7 minutes on the bus before you arrive, 3 minutes sitting in your car before you have to go inside. These moments are in almost every single day. We just spend them scrolling without thinking.
And here's the thing I want to say. You do not need 30 minutes of listening practice to make real progress. You need one sentence that stays with you.
I want to tell you about someone, one of my students. Her name is Jamie. She commutes about 45 minutes each way on the train every day. And she used every single one of those minutes to scroll. She told me she knew she should be practicing English. But 45 minutes felt like it was not enough to do anything real.
Not enough. 45 minutes each way.
Because she was comparing it to what she imagined practice should look like. A proper lesson, a structure, a beginning and an end. But one morning she just put her earphones in and played a short English podcast instead of opening her usual apps. She did not understand everything, maybe 60%. But somewhere in that episode she heard one sentence that caught her. The goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to be consistent. And that sentence stayed with her. She repeated it quietly to herself in the elevator at work, twice. Then in the afternoon, she was in an English meeting. Someone asked about her team's progress, and she said it. Her manager looked at her and said, "That is a really good way to put it."
She did not plan that. She just had the sentence available because she had heard it and said it out loud, even alone, even quietly.
And that is how listening works when you do it in stolen moments. You are not trying to learn everything. You are looking for one thing that stays. And one thing that stays is worth more than 10 things you heard in the background and forgot by lunch.
The key word there is background. There's a real difference between hearing English while you're doing something else and actually listening, even for 5 minutes, with your attention on the words.
One is passive, one is practice, and they feel different after.
So here's what you can try. Tomorrow, find one moment in your day that you usually spend on your phone. Just one. Maybe it is on the bus. Maybe it is waiting for something. Play something short in English, a podcast, a short video, anything with a real person speaking. Listen once. And when you hear a sentence that feels useful, say it out loud, even quietly, even in a whisper in an empty hallway. That sentence is now yours. You took it from a moment that was going to disappear anyway.
And, the moments were always there. You were just spending them differently.
Exactly. You did not find new time. You just used the time that was already in your day.
I want to say something about writing before we get into this one, because I know some learners hear the word writing and immediately feel tired.
Because writing sounds like school, red pen, corrections, your teacher's face when you hand something in that is not quite right.
Yes. And what I want to tell you is that what we are talking about has nothing to do with that. I want to tell you about a teacher named Mia. She taught mathematics. English was not her subject. It was not her strength. And honestly, it was not something she thought about very much. But she wanted to improve. She just had no idea how to fit it into a day that was already full.
So what did she do?
She started writing 3 sentences in English every night before she turned off her lamp. Not in a special journal, not with a pen she had to find first, just in the Notes app on her phone. 3 sentences, what she did today, something she noticed or learned, something she wanted to do tomorrow.
That is it?
That is it. And here is the rule she gave herself. No dictionary, no going back to fix things. Just write with what she had. If she could not find a word, she went around it. She described it differently. She used something simpler and kept moving.
That going around a word, that is actually a real skill. What do we call that?
Paraphrasing. When you do not have the exact word, you paraphrase. You find another way to get to the meaning. If you do not know the word exhausted, you say very tired. My whole body feels heavy. You still arrive. It just takes a different road.
And that is exactly what fluent speakers do. When a word does not come immediately, they do not stop. They go around.
Right. And Mia was building that skill without realizing it. After about 3 weeks, she told me something interesting. She said she stopped getting stuck in the middle of sentences. Before, when a word did not come, she would just stop. Full stop. But now she kept going. She found the other road.
And then at the end of week 2, she did something that almost went badly. She read back what she had written.
And she saw a lot of mistakes.
Was she going to delete everything?
She almost did. But instead, she wrote one line underneath. I made mistakes. That means I was trying. And she left it there.
That is a very specific kind of courage, not pretending the mistakes are not there, just deciding they are not the point.
And the night is actually the right moment for this. Your brain does not fully switch off when you sleep. It keeps processing things from the day. Language you heard, words you used, things that went through your mind. So if the last thing you give your brain before sleep is 3 sentences in English, that language goes into the night with everything else. You wake up and it has settled a little deeper, it is quieter, but it is there.
So the last sentence of your day becomes the first thing your brain has already worked on by morning.
You can try this tonight. Before you put your phone down, open your Notes app. Write 3 sentences. Today, I noticed that. Tomorrow, I want to. Do not look anything up. Do not fix anything. Just write with what you have. 3 sentences. And if you make mistakes, leave them. Write one more line underneath. I was trying because you were.
And you still are. The fact that you are here, listening to this, is already evidence of that. Before we close, let us slow down a little. This is our words of the day. We go back through some of the language from today and look at it more carefully, not because you did not understand it, but because some words are worth keeping, the kind you want to actually use.
And the first one, I cannot let it go past without stopping. It came up when Ryan was telling us about David, about how David finally stopped being embarrassed by his own voice. The word is routine.
Routine. A routine is something you do regularly, at the same time, in the same way, until it belongs to your day without effort. It is not just a habit. A habit can be once in a while. A routine has rhythm. It is expected. It shows up.
2 examples. My morning routine starts before I check my phone. And English became easier when I gave it a routine instead of just good intentions. Say it with me. Routine. Routine.
That one actually made me think about my own mornings differently.
Same. Okay. The next one is from Jamie's story. The commute, the earphones, the sentence that stayed. The word is consistent.
Consistent. And the noun form is consistency. Consistent means you do something regularly, not perfectly, regularly. It is the opposite of doing something brilliantly once and then stopping for 2 weeks. Consistency is what builds things over time. 1 brick a day builds a wall. 1 brick a month builds a pile.
2 examples. She was not the fastest learner, but she was the most consistent. And Small daily practice builds more consistency than one long session once a week. Say it with me. Consistent. Consistency.
That second example is almost exactly what Jamie was proving on her train without realizing it.
The next word came from Mia's story, when she could not find the word but kept going anyway. The word is paraphrase.
Paraphrase. To paraphrase means to say the same thing in different words, usually simpler ones. When you do not have the exact word, you describe it instead. You go around it. And this is important. Paraphrasing is not failing. It is a skill. Fluent speakers do it all the time.
2 examples. I did not know the word for it, so I paraphrased and said the thing that keeps food cold. And good speakers paraphrase naturally instead of stopping to search. Say it with me. Paraphrase. Paraphrase.
I love that one because it turns a weakness into a tool.
Next phrase. This one appeared in David's story. When he said the first time he was not embarrassed by his voice was because he got used to it. Get used to.
Get used to something means that thing stops feeling strange. What was once uncomfortable becomes normal. You cannot rush it, but it comes. The more you do something, the more you get used to it. And once you are used to it, the discomfort just quietly leaves.
2 examples. Speaking English alone felt strange at first, but I got used to it after 2 weeks. And you will never get used to something you keep avoiding. Say it with me. Get used to. Get used to.
That second example hits. You cannot get comfortable with something you never do.
And the last one is maybe the most important phrase from today. It came from the opening frame when we were talking about the difference between people who improve and people who stay in the same place. On purpose.
On purpose means deliberately, intentionally, not by accident, not because life pushed you there, because you decided. And this matters for practice because the people who actually improve are not always the ones who practice the most. They are the ones who practice on purpose, even when it is just 3 minutes.
2 examples. I did not become fluent by accident. I did it on purpose, one small habit at a time. And she did not drop the habit on purpose. She just forgot to protect it. Say it with me. On purpose. On purpose.
Okay. Small challenge before we close. Choose one word from today that felt new or felt right. Make one sentence with it about your own life. Say it out loud right now. And if you want to share it, write it in the comments. We actually read them.
Okay, one good step. This is the part where we give you one thing to do today, not this week, today. Small enough to finish in under 10 minutes.
Tonight, before you put your phone down, do this. Stand in front of your mirror for 60 seconds. Say 3 sentences about your day out loud, then open your notes app and write those same 3 sentences. Today, I noticed. Tomorrow, I want to. Do not correct anything. Do not look anything up. Just speak. Then write.
That is your mirror minute and your last sentence combined into one small action. 2 things tonight instead of 3 someday.
And when you are done, come and tell us in the comments. Write 1 sentence from what you said or wrote tonight. Simple is fine. Imperfect is fine. We want to read it.
So, 3 things from today.
The Mirror Minute. Tomorrow morning, before you check your phone, stand in front of your mirror and speak in English for 60 seconds. Not a script, just your day. Your voice, on purpose, before anything else gets to your brain first.
The stolen moment. Find one small piece of your day you usually spend scrolling. Give it to your ears instead. Play something short in English. When a sentence stays with you, say it out loud. You are not learning everything. You are taking one thing.
And the last sentence. Before you sleep, 3 sentences in English. No dictionary. no fixing, just what you have. And if you see mistakes, leave them. They are proof you were trying.
Morning, middle of the day, night. Speaking, listening, writing. 3 moments that are already in your day. You are just going to use them differently now.
And here's the thing I want to leave you with. You have been waiting for the right conditions. A partner, a class, a free hour, a quiet room. But the conditions were already there. They were just hiding in ordinary moments. The mirror, the commute, the 2 minutes before sleep. Those were always yours. You just did not know yet that they were enough.
Take care of your English.
And take care of your growth. This is Rise English. See you next time.